Today we will learn about spherical mirrors. A spherical mirror is a mirror whose reflecting surface forms a part of a sphere. So imagine the reflecting surface is this. So if I were to continue, I would get a sphere. So this is a spherical mirror. Or it could be like this, where if I were to continue, I would get a sphere. A spherical mirror, as you see here, has got two basic shapes. So you've got one spherical mirror where the inner side is silvered, so that this is how the light will strike the mirror. So this is a mirror which is bulging out, and this is called a convex mirror. Another mirror could be like this, where this is the reflecting surface. So the light will strike the mirror where its surface is caving in. So this is a concave mirror. As you will learn later, this kind of a mirror is a diverging mirror, and this is a converging mirror. Now let us try to understand some terminology with respect to mirrors. So as we said, a spherical mirror forms a part of a sphere. So that sphere will have a center, which we call the center of curvature. The center of the reflecting surface of the mirror is called the pole. Mind you, this is these dotted lines are not the mirror. They just show that the mirror is a part of a sphere, but only this portion from here to here is the actual reflecting surface of the mirror. So when light falls on the mirror, it will fall on this surface. So that is called the aperture. So the center of the mirror, or the center of the aperture, is the pole, and the center of the imaginary sphere of which the mirror is a part is the center of curvature. And the straight line that joins, so let's draw the straight line with a ruler. The straight line that joins the pole and the center of curvature is called the principal axis. So this is the most important line in a mirror. So this is the pole, the center of curvature, and the radius of that imaginary sphere of which the mirror is a part is the radius of curvature. So here we have these three things. We have the pole, which is the center of the reflecting surface. We have the center of curvature, which is the center of the imaginary sphere of which the mirror is a part, and then the distance from the pole to the center of curvature, or the radius of that imaginary sphere of which the mirror is a part is the radius of curvature. So this is what I have drawn for a convex mirror, and we could draw the same thing for a concave mirror also. So this is a mirror, the imaginary sphere. So this is the pole, and this is the center of curvature. So I can draw my principal axis like this. Now let us try to understand what is the focus of a concave mirror first. So this is a concave mirror, and let's say this is the principal axis. So we've got the pole here, and the center of curvature is here. Now rays of light that are parallel to the principal axis. So the rays of light that are parallel to the principal axis like this will pass through, after reflection, will pass through a single point on the principal axis. So this is that point, let's say. So this point we call the focus, and the distance from the focus to the pole, so this distance is called the focal length. So there we have the pole of the mirror, the center of curvature, and now the focus. And as you see here, for a concave mirror, the focus is a real image, because the rays of light actually meet here, and therefore we have a focus where if this was, say, parallel rays of light, incident on a concave reflector, those rays of light will be pulled in here. So here you would see a bright spot. So this is the focus of a concave mirror, and because this mirror is focusing or converging the light at this point, the concave mirror is a converging mirror. Now let's try to see what a convex mirror does. So this is so let's say this is the center of curvature here. So rays of light parallel to the principal axis. Now these rays of light on striking the mirror will go away like this. After striking the mirror will diverge, and if I retrace the path of these lines, they appear to come from a point like this. So if I have another incident ray like this, then they reflect like this, and let me just, they reflect like this but appear to come from here. So this is your incident ray and this is the reflected ray, and these reflected ray, they appear to come from here. So this is also the focus of your convex mirror. But the difference between this focus and this focus is that at this focus the rays of light are actually meeting, but at this focus the rays of light are appearing to meet or appearing to come from. So this is a virtual image, this is a real image. And as we said earlier, so this distance from the pole, this distance from the pole, where this is our pole, to the focus is our focal length. Now it can be proven that the focal length is half of the radius of curvature. So mind you, from this to this is the radius of curvature. This one, this distance is the radius of curvature. From here to here is the focus, and the focus is right at the middle of the pole and the center of curvature. Therefore the focal length is half of the radius of curvature. So these are the terms that we should be familiar with as regards a spherical mirror. Pole, which is the center of the mirror, center of curvature, which is the center of the imaginary sphere of which the mirror is a part, the straight line that joins the pole to the center of curvature, and then we have the focus. Rays of light parallel to the principal axis after reflection will pass through a point on the principal axis. That point is called the focus, and the distance from the focus to the pole is the focal length, and the focal length happens to be half of the radius of curvature. Similarly, for a convex mirror also, we have the focus here where the rays of light appear to diverge away from after reflection. One final point that we can remember is that if you look at this principal axis, you will have a ray of light along the principal axis also. So whenever a ray of light passes through the center of curvature, that ray of light will hit the mirror at a normal. Now we know that if it was a plane mirror, and if the ray of light were to hit the mirror at a normal, that is at 90 degrees, it would get reflected back along the same path. Now this ray of light is actually the one that is passing through the center of curvature, is hitting the mirror at 90 degrees, therefore it will get reflected back on the same path. Similarly, in this case also, the ray of light that passes which is along the principal axis is the ray of light that would pass through the center of curvature, and this ray of light will hit the mirror at 90 degrees, so it gets reflected back along the same path. So we just have to keep that in mind. So now let's discuss about the focal plane. So we have a concave mirror. Okay, let me just, so this is a concave mirror, and this is the principal axis. So this is the pole, this is the center of curvature, and this is the focus. So a ray of, the plane that passes through the focus and which is perpendicular to the principal axis, this plane is called the focal plane. I have drawn it as a line, but you can imagine a plane there. So if you have rays of light that are parallel to each other, so let's say this is one ray of light, this is another ray of light, this is another ray of light. So these rays of light are all parallel to each other. Now, upon reflection from this mirror, all these rays of light are going to pass through a single point that lies on the focal plane. So for a concave mirror, this is how it will be. So if you see here, these rays of light are parallel to each other. So we say that these rays of light have come from infinity. So whenever rays of light from an object come to the mirror such that they are parallel to each other, we say that the object is at infinity. It not necessarily mean that it is very, very far away. There are ways to make these rays of light parallel, which will be explained later. But anyway, whenever rays of light that are parallel to each other are incident on a concave mirror, those rays of light are going to get focused at a point that passes through the focal plane. So this is where these rays of light meet. Now let's discuss about the focal plane for a convex mirror. So this is a convex mirror. So we have the principal axis. So we have the center of curvature here and the focus here. So the plane that is passing through the focus and which is perpendicular to the principal axis is your focal plane. So let's say we have rays of light parallel to each other like this. Now these rays of light are going to get diverged. So but as they diverge, all of them will appear to come from a point on the focal plane. So this ray of light was reflected and appeared to come from here. This ray of light is reflected so as to appear to come from here, and this ray of light also is reflected. So this is where the image is, the virtual image is formed. So here we have parallel rays of light incident on a concave mirror getting focused at a point on the focal plane. Here we have parallel rays of light incident on a convex mirror, and after reflection, all those rays of light appearing to come from this point on the focal plane. So as I told you earlier, these rays of light that are parallel to each other are actually coming from an object which is at infinity. So later on we'll make use of this when we draw the ray diagrams to get the images formed for objects at various positions.